old guy in Colorado. Doodah. Hello, old guy is here. Homages. Mrs. Old Guy. So you saw me slicing up some mushrooms, and tonight I'm going to make Mrs. Old Guy and I some Jagerschnitzel. Yummy! Come on down, Mrs. Old Guy, and we'll talk about it. Jagerschnitzel is a German dish, and contrary to popular belief, not all schnitzels are breaded, and it also kind of depends on the region of Germany that you're in as to how you'll get your Jagerschnitzel. Some of them, in some regions, you get it you'll get it with a cream base, and others you get it with a kind of a broth base. So I have got some shallots, I've got some onions, and I got some mushrooms there. I've also got this little bit less than half a pack of bacon. I'm just going to dice it up. Alright, all this is going to go into a saute pan, so I'll be back in just a minute and I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just going to start this by kind of breaking apart this bacon a little bit into a pan, and I'm going to cook this down until it's fairly crispy. I'll take out the bacon and I'll start the other veg. So I guess I'll be back in a second. Alright, so that bacon is cooked off. Get it transferred into a dish. I'm probably not going to need quite all this oil, or bacon fat as they like to call it, but I am going to need most of it. Get a little more of this bacon out. Okay. Got my bacon jar handy. I'm just going to put one more little piece. Not even one piece gets away. Alright. I'm just going to put about half of it in there. I want that. Okay, now I'm going to add the onions and the shallots. Okay, give them just a second. Oh, they smell really good. Alright. Yep, when I was in the military, I spent almost 4 years in Germany, and the Jagerschnitzel was by far my favorite dish. Alright, so we're going to let these cook down, and while it's doing that, I think we're going to get started on some noodles. So let's make some German Spatzle. We'll be back. Okay, so let's make the Spatzle. Come on down, Mrs. Old Guy. I've got a cup of flour, just regular all-purpose. This is a small batch, so it's just Mrs. Old Guy and I. So, all right. So I'm going to add. We'll go 2 eggs. Got, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Up a little bit. It's also going to take, I don't know, 3 to 4 tablespoons of milk. I'm going to get it mixed in with 3. And we'll see how thick it is. Um, you don't. The trick is you don't want it too thick, or you don't want it too thin either. So it's essentially a dumpling more than it is a noodle, but the texture and the flavor are about the same. Okay, that is a bit thick, so I'm going to go ahead and add a tablespoon, maybe another one. We'll see. Yep, one more. It does vary. The size of your eggs matter. Whether it's dry climate or whatever. It's a little better. So you don't want it to where it's really going to run off quick. You want it to where it runs off your whisk, but not super fast. I think I can add a little bit more. You're almost there. Okay, so that was about a half a cup. That looks good. It runs off, but not super fast. And if it looks too thin, you can always add just a little bit of flour. Alright, so we're going to move on to the next step, and I'll see you then. So the onions, shallots, and mushrooms are done. I'm going to add the bacon back into it. Oh, I'm going to steal a piece of it. Oh, yum. One more. Stir that around. Alright. So up next, we're going to cook the cutlets. I'm going to get them pounded out. So I'll meet you back over at the cutting board. Okay, so I've got a piece of pork tenderloin here. And it's about 1.5 inches thick. And I'm going to just slice it down the middle. One for me, one for Mrs. Oldguy. Just go with the top. Okay, that's all I'm going to do with them. I will give them just a little salt and pepper before they go into the frying pan. But this is one of those schnitzels that doesn't get breaded. Well, again, like I said, it depends on the region of the country you're in. I was stationed near Stuttgart, and all in that general region, the Jagerschnitzel was not breaded. So I'll give it a little salt and a little pepper, both sides. Not going to put a whole lot, just because the bacon is fairly salty. Alright, I'll meet you back at the fry pan. Alright, let's get these cutlets cooking up here. Come on. Little tail, didn't want to tuck out. Alright, while that's cooking, well, I guess I'm going to let these cook, and then we'll move on to the Spatzle. So we'll be back. Alright, these cutlets are done. I'm going to add this onions and bacon, mushrooms, shallots back in. about 1.25 cups of water, 1.5 cups in that area. And I've got one of these Knorr, it's a home style concentrate. If you don't have any veal stock or something to that nature, like some demi-glaze, this stuff makes a really good substitution for that. So I'm just going to put in one container, melt that in, and I'm going to kind of let this kind of do its thing for a minute. Let that reduce some. Let this mix in and do its thing. And I think it's time we can start cooking some of this pasta. So I got my water boiling really well. You want to make sure that you got some salt in your water. Alright, now with this stuff, what I found, if you use the back of a cheese grater, put it on there, like that, it'll push through and make your little dumplings as it kind of falls in. And they're essentially done when they rise to the top. Get a little bit more going. Okay. So you get the idea there. I'm going to get some of these pulled out. I'm going to mess with my Jagerschnitzel for just a second, and I'll be back when I got things a little less clustered and I'm a little more together here. Oh yeah, these dumplings turned out perfect. Look at that. Put some on your plate too, Mrs. Old Guy. Oh yeah. Alright, I'm so excited. Now this isn't authentic. No, this is not authentic. But it is a version that's pretty tasty. It's more of the mushroom gravy over everything here. You're welcome. Well, let's dive in. Sorry for my outward appearance. I've been working all day and I wanted something quick and easy, and this wasn't too bad at all. Oh man. That's so good. I'm gonna try a bite of the pasta here, the dumplings. Just perfect. Absolutely delicious. This is one of my favorite meals. It's not too difficult to make. It doesn't take too terribly long. Maybe you should try it sometime. Well, at least I hope you do. I appreciate you watching nonetheless. So, I guess I'm going to finish my dinner, and I'll catch you guys next time. You be careful.